Hey everyone, this is Eric with Verse Design, and I am bringing you yet again another episode of my Let's Build a House series. And if you've been following, this is series two, and we are doing what this is kind of like the goal of the original series was to do something really super modern. But if you followed the last series, you know that it turned out to be more of like a family house. So when I was thinking about doing Let's Builds, this was what I wanted to do, something modern and my plight was that I say plight like it's this epic problem, but no, like my problem with this build was that it's really hard to do a house in The Sims that's angular and modern looking and doesn't and looks like intentional. It doesn't look like just a bunch of random like angles and you just threw it in there randomly. I wanted it to look calculated. So yeah, that was the issue we went with here. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that we don't make a huge amount of headway in this episode. It's more like episode 1.5 than it is episode 2. But yeah, I am trying to keep the episodes a little bit shorter. I'm trying to keep them around 15 minutes tops. And yeah, so that's why we cut it where we did. Hopefully, I'll be uploading episode 2 and 3 at the same time, but we will see. I haven't actually finished episode 3 as I'm filming this, so I'm going to try and get both of them uploaded at the same time just so you have some like actual something to actually watch, not me just doing landscaping and small stuff, because that's basically what this is. We do some fine touches and we work on the interior a little bit, but we really just like play around with like layouts for the floor plan because it's this really huge open like void of a house and it's just being a little bit difficult to do the floor plan. So yeah, we just play with that this episode and do some exterior stuff, and yeah, that's about it. We work on a patio area, an entrance area, and yeah, so that's why I call this episode like 1.5, because it's really not like there's not a lot being done, not a lot of progress being made, which makes me think, yeah, this is probably, like I said last time in my last Let's Build, it's going to be 4 episodes, and then it's, like six, and two of them are like over a half hour long. But anyway, yeah, so this will probably run a little bit longer. If it just ends up being as long as the last Let's Build or even longer, then I will definitely extend it to make a bottom floor. But anyway, that's that's for later. Yeah, so right here we are doing, like I said, just little fine touch things. I am blacking out all of the area that's unusable, adding in a ceiling because there is no ceiling in the house for some reason. So yeah, we go ahead and add a ceiling, which is kind of important. And yeah, we just like play around with the shape. There's a lot of things that I'm uncertain about in this build, and I'm allowing myself to be uncertain, I guess. I'm just allowing myself to just continue with the build regardless and do what I feel comfortable doing. And I'm not trying to jump into the interior and get it done right away. I'm trying to focus more on the exterior, and I touched on that in the last build. But yeah, I run out of stuff to start doing on the exterior. I think it being on a cliff lot. I'm sure you know this already, but it really limits the amount of landscaping you can do on the exterior. So yeah, basically where it is how we stay. We do more obviously here in the entryway area because I don't know where I want the living room and kitchen to go. Even after I play with it in this episode, I still don't really know. So yeah, I am playing around with putting the door in different parts of the house just so the entryway is in a convenient spot. Like in a lot of houses, you enter through like either like a sitting area that's a designated like entryway sitting area, atrium style, or you enter in like the living room, sometimes into the kitchen. And I wouldn't mind the entryway being in the kitchen, which is the way it is at the end of the episode, even though it's going to change, but it just doesn't work the way I want it to. This space that looks like a hallway and I want it to act as a hallway just becomes this huge missed opportunity. And there's all of this space that I really want to use, but I don't end up using. So I think that's going to be the biggest change we make in the next episode. I think we're going to come in, really define where we want the extra bedrooms to be and fill up that space in the back of the house because it's like a 3 or 4 square wide hallway and it's just a lot of empty space, a lot of missed opportunity in this house. Yeah, here we are. Just checking out the view out all the different windows, seeing if it's good or not, if I need to add more windows in. And I think I have the opposite problem actually. I think I'm going to come in and take some windows out in the front of the house, make the house very private, and make the back of it very glass. So, yeah, I think that's the kind of goal that we're going to go for in the next episode. I really wish that the Into the Future windows aligned on a diagonal so I could use the one pane and the three pane, even though it's technically four on a diagonal. Anyway, I just want to use them on this build. They're my favorite windows. I love using them, and it's really a shame that I can't get the one and the three on the same diagonal. But it is what it is. I guess I like the four. I don't know if it's three or four. I think when you flip it on a diagonal, it takes up four. Yeah, it just did. Yeah. But, I like how it is. It turns out pretty decent. Yeah, that stair. Stair was giving me trouble, so we come back in and fix it. Yeah, we are just trying to figure out where I want the front door. I still don't have a place that I like because I have to put it on a diagonal, and it's just giving me all types of proportion issues. And that's my biggest problem so far in this build is keeping things in proportion, keeping them looking good, but looking abstract and looking of the style of the house. I want it to look angular and geometric and really modern, but like I said, look like intentional, not like it's just a bunch of random walls we threw in. So that is the problem with this episode. That's where all of the like commitment issues, I guess, with this build come from. And yeah, I'm originally shooting to have well, here you see I start adding furniture to remind myself. I want the master bedroom and bathroom to be in that like pentagon shape that's housed by the green, the like the lime green exterior. So I don't know. I just we're only in episode 2 and I know that, and it's going to be a process getting this build done, but yeah, one thing that I have realized through this process is that in The Sims 4, I really, really hope you can do walls that are at angles other than 45 degrees because I like working with angles and the geometry of a build. I think it's a lot of fun, but it gets old. You can only do so much with 45-degree angles. So fingers crossed, even though I know it's not going to happen. I would love to have angular walls in The Sims 4. And here we are lining up these rugs just so I can try to get these island counters to run across the room in a like really specific way. But it's just not working the way I want it to on the interior, especially this kitchen. Finally get that counter, maybe. There it is. It took us a little while, but we got it. And yeah, I wanted to like extend these island counters all the way across and then knock out part of it so you can like walk into the kitchen, but it takes up like a large portion of the living space. And I don't know, it's just weird. It juts out into the living room in a way that I don't like. And yeah, we just aren't happy with it. So we come in, we demolish a lot of it and knock it down, rearrange some of the windows, rearrange the living space. I don't know. We try. And here this was probably of the arrangements for the kitchen, this was probably my favorite, where I extend one bench across the living space and then another one so you can like walk between them to get into the kitchen. This is probably my favorite design that I did in this video, but yeah, it didn't leave space for a bathroom, and I don't know. It's just if you can't tell by my commentary, there's a lot of problems so far arising with this build. It's giving me more troubles than my first Let's Build series. So, yeah, we are going to come back in the third episode and really try hard to get the living space done. I just really want like an open concept modern living area that include like open concept kitchen, living room that takes up that space. But for some reason, it's just this really large space. And well, I mean, it's not some reason, it's a large space because that's the way I built it. But it's just giving me trouble. So we are going to come in the third episode and really, really try, really try to get the floor plan down. And I have a few ideas already that I'm working on. So yeah, I think we're just gonna like work off of what we have already and what we think we have for the next episode. I'm trying not to spoil it. Sorry if it seems like I'm speaking in code, but I have a couple ideas that I think are going to make the space much more playable and much more livable. So yeah, just stay tuned till the third episode because if this annoys you, that's fine because it annoyed me too. So it probably should, honestly. And yeah, just trying different floor plans with these walls. Like I said, none of this sticks. At the end of the episode, we end up just rolling credits. It's over, and we're right in the middle of remodeling, and I'm still not sure what we're doing. So yeah, over here, making a combined bathroom for the two bedrooms over there. So I guess the floor plan as it stands is three bedrooms, which is fine with me. I'm fine with a three-bedroom design. It was originally supposed to be more of a bachelor house, but building on a 40 by 40 lot, it's just, I don't know, it's big. So it's kind of just going to be a big house, I guess. It was originally, like I said, going to be a bachelor style house, but yeah, it's still not going to be a family house. It's still going to be a really modern design, but yeah, it's going to be larger. And that is the large shape that I think I want to work with, that more squared off shape. It doesn't segment the windows and make the room asymmetrical the way that it was before. So, yeah, that's probably the layout we're going to go with. And seeing that again and thinking what I want to do for the next episode, I definitely have a much better floor plan idea than I did when I started this. And that was my downfall. I usually like sit down and think things out a little bit more before I start. And for this one, I just jumped into it and not super effective. But I promise you we'll have a more productive episode next time. And you know what, guys? There's about a minute left in this video, so that's going to do it for me. If you haven't already, be sure to click the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. I try to have new videos up basically every day, and we're going to try harder to stick to that schedule. So yeah, like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will be back with another episode of this in a day or two. Thanks, guys.